Follow.
You probably shouldn't talk.
Mr.
Rio might get mad.
And welcome back to the HCTV Sports Podcast. I'm with my co-host Ben Schaefer and our guest Brody McCurchie.
How you doing today, Zane?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you guys?
Pretty dandy. How you doing, Brody?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm feeling a lot better because of the draft. I mean, I thought we had an amazing draft. Your thoughts on it, Brody?
An A minus draft is
A
really
minus?
good.
You know, I'm gonna give him an A, but like you gotta just wait for the Lions to see how they actually play during the season.
Yeah, I feel that. You know what made me mad this weekend is the NFL gave us A minus draft, and then CBS comes out and gives us a B. Like, what is that? That's ridiculous. That made me so mad for no reason.
You know what that is, Zane? That's different people's opinions.
That's bias. That's
Troy
what it
versus
is.
everybody.
The CBS just hates Detroit teams. All right, before we get started, I'll give a shout out to the baseball team. They're 6-4 right now. They have a game today. They're at Lumen Christi. We're waiting to see if it gets canceled. About 100% chance of rain, so I'm leaning on it getting canceled. Ben, you're on the baseball team. So.
Yeah, it'd be sweet because Lumen, they just put like a brand new baseball and softball field in, so like we want to go there and give them 2 losses to start off their great.
You know, set the tone. You know what I mean?
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so then we got shout out to the track team. They're 3-0 in conference play. They're doing really good. Yeah, I mean
5-0 in all meets.
You guys think they're going undefeated?
That's the plan.
Well, like in conference.
Yeah. In the conference, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. Shout out to the girls tennis team. They've been doing really well. Shout out to the softball team. They've been killing it. Same with the boys golf team. Ben, you got something to say on the golf team?
Golf team, they were at an invitational this weekend, lost by 1 stroke to Penfield, so they came in second, but good job to them.
Yeah. Also, they also won all city. Lacrosse won all cities. Was my next shout out. They've been. I think they have 1 loss, and
Mattawan.
Yeah, and they just recently. 1 loss to Mattawan. Yeah, and they just won against Port Huron, and they won all city, so they've been killing it too. So.
They have a big game today against Lakeview at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you guys pop out of that.
Yeah, they smacked them in all city. I probably shouldn't say that.
They're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Hopefully, don't jinx it. You know.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. So anyway, what do you guys feel about the NFL draft? Lions pick Aiden Hutchinson, number 2. He falls.
I mean, I'm not a big Hutchinson fan. I don't think he's going to be this big-time NFL star that everybody thinks he's going to be, but I think he's going to kind of hold it down for the Lions for a while, but he's never just going to be that Pro Bowler that they're looking for.
Yeah, Brody, I know you're a big Michigan guy, so I'm
He might not be
curious to
that
hear.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he'll be like a solid NFL guy?
He'll never be bad.
No,
He's too good to not be bad, but I don't know if the ceiling's there.
Yeah, he's got too good of a
All-pro.
work ethic too. You know, I mean, he's just a hard worker. You know, Dan Campbell guy. You know.
Yeah. I'm just surprised he fell to number 2.
Yeah, I was surprised that he fell, but
because
I'm glad he did. I mean, I don't really like the guy, so.
Trayvon Walker with those athletic freak and that huge combine results.
Yeah, he just came out of nowhere. I mean, if he didn't like put up those crazy numbers in the combine, he wasn't going to go top 5.
NFL teams getting nitpicky with all the stats.
Okay, some of the requirements like the NFL goes into is like crazy. Like I was watching a video one time and they were like asking them like these players like where their parents were born at and like what their parents' first jobs were, and it's just
because that matters to play football. You know what I mean?
And then like the athletic requirements, like they want 33-inch arms for DNs.
Yep.
And Hutchinson's were 32 and Walker's were 36, and that's why Walker got picked first.
Well, like that 4-inch difference is a lot though. Like, it's a make or miss league, and like 4 inches in the NFL, like that's a lot. Like, let's not just like disregard like that 4 inches, because like 4 inches is the difference between like a game-saving tackle and like you
4
lose
inches
the game.
can determine if a game's won or lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, it can. That is
Determine
true.
a lot of things, to be honest. So.
Yeah, game of inches.
Yeah.
That's what football is. You guys still
Football's
say that?
known for.
Yeah.
I mean, especially us because we run the ball a lot, so
Yeah.
it always comes down to that 4th and inches. We always want the extra 4 inches if we get it.
So actually, have you guys watched any like USFL?
I watched the first week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I've watched 2 weeks of it, and I was like, well, this is bad.
My brother loves it.
Yeah.
I watched Shea Patterson look like crap, and then
Oh yeah, well, I mean, dude, Michigan court, you don't like that? We picked him number 1, Michigan Panthers.
yeah, and then he played terrible.
So, but anyway, they have a microchip in the ball, and that's how, like, with lasers on the field, and that's how they're measuring first downs now, and I think it's pretty cool. So, like, they go to, like, the Jumbotron, everyone can see it, and, like, that's how they measure the ball now. I think it's pretty cool. You think that should be, like a thing the NFL should do? I'm sorry, what?
Think that'd be implemented in the NFL?
No, I was going to ask you if you think it'll ever make its way to the NFL.
I think the NFL is opening their minds a little bit on, like, the way to get more, like, attention to the league. Like, they're changing, like, the overtime rule and stuff like that. So I think.
Well, that's what the USFL is supposed to do, is testing these new things to see if they're going to put them in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it started. Like, there's a lot of good players that played in the USFL that made it to the NFL, like Doug Flutie was the quarterback. Who was the guy running back from Georgia? He played
Herschel Walker.
Herschel Walker. He played in the USFL for a little bit before he went to the NFL. So, I mean, it used to be big. It's kind of like the NBA and like the ABA before it kind of joined. That's how I'd kind of compare it to.
They're all played out. All the games are played out of Alabama, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I think in Birmingham.
Yeah, because I know we have a team in Michigan, but
Yeah, the Michigan.
I was like
yeah.
looking at tickets. I was like,
Yeah.
might as well go watch a game, and then all of them are playing in Alabama. So
Kind of unfortunate.
yeah.
So anyway, the MLB, Miggy got his 3,000 hit. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean, you guys weren't at that game though, but there's a guy in the baseball team that I play with, Ben Bowler.
Yeah,
He was at the
Bowler,
game.
Verlander.
Yeah,
A couple of kids, right?
Yeah, also Braden Bess and Braxton was.
And Jimmy Leamy.
Jimmy was at the game too, and I think that's pretty cool. I mean,
Hey, shout out to my boy Leamy. He took a pitcher from Olivet absolutely yard the other day.
Heard about that.
Just want to give a shout out. He's a freshman, absolute stud.
swings the bat really well.
Ridiculous. He does not get cheated at that plate one time.
Bat speed's crazy.
But you think Miggy's Hall of Famer? No doubt.
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt now.
Yeah. You think he's the best Tiger of all time, Brody?
Has to be.
How can you put him over Ty Cobb though?
Al Kaline and Ty Cobb, and then Miggy. That's a tough three-man race.
It's just hard to compare the generations.
It's true, but 503 home runs, 3,000 hits. He's the best hitter of our
3,000.
generation.
Yeah.
3,000
Hitter
plus.
of our generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think he's the best right-handed hitter of all
Well,
time.
yeah. I mean, he hits opposite field too. It's not like he pulls like all these hitters nowadays. He hits opposite field.
Maybe he just puts the bat on the ball.
He does. Triple Crown winner. That's really rare.
Oh yeah, he was like last person to ever do it.
I think so. Yeah.
Probably won't see that again for another like 10 years.
Triple Crown means you lead the league in.
Average home runs and RBIs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yeah.
Really difficult.
So you guys see that Trevor Bauer got suspended for 2 seasons?
Is he the first MLB player to fight a suspension like that?
He is actually. I was going to say that he's the first player to like fight a suspension.
But he won his case legally, and they suspended him for 2 years. So that's why he's so mad about it.
So yeah, how can they do that?
I honestly don't know, but they're like the NFL is like really cracking down on things like that, or sorry, not the NFL, the MLB.
I was about to say, the NFL does not look at Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
that's
how is that
terrible.
dude?
That's embarrassing.
It really is.
Yeah. And so there's really because there's like they're checking like pitchers for like sticky stuff after like every 3 innings I think it is now, because like 3, 6, 9, so every 3 innings they're checking pitchers, which I mean it's cool, but you know I don't know how you can really crack down everything like.
They're talking about robot umps too.
Yeah, I know,
So they're
and I
really
don't like that
talking-
at all.
It just takes a whole human element of the game out of it. Where it's like the game is, as much as people hate it, like the human error of it makes the game fun.
Makes it great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just perfect everything.
But
You
like-
know, like that's why I think it's different than with like the microchip in the ball with 10 yards at football, because it's like that's just precise measuring. It doesn't take like the human element out of NFL referees. You still got penalties, like pass interference, like a judgment calls. Like baseball is a
like-
judgment call game. You
Yeah.
know, it's like
But even like umps, they'll give you like the top of the strike zone and not the bottom of the strike zone, but they're consistent with it, so it's fine. And
Well,
that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
well, you forgot to, except for Angel Hernandez. You know,
Jeez.
Did you see the Kyle Schwarber thing? He like slammed his bat and started
Through his
cussing him
helmet?
out
Yeah.
right after he called a strike 3.
He's like, you missed it high, low, inside, outside, and he's like, and it's for both teams. It's terrible. That game, he had a 77%
Wow.
correct like ball to
Oh
strike
yeah, he
ratio.
had average is
And-
94.
Yeah,
Yeah.
94%, 92 within that range is about average for an MLB umpire. So he was 77.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to that Bauer thing. You think if he wasn't so controversial that like maybe he wouldn't be in the predicament he's in right now? Just
I think he'd get a less suspension.
Because like he is like the guy for the spider tack. He's the guy on his YouTube channel like challenging the MLB and all their representatives.
Yeah, I think if he was like a guy everyone loved, like
Max Scherzer.
yeah,
or
or like a Clayton Kershaw, like a guy like just everyone loves.
I feel like the people love him.
I don't think the people.
I think they do. I think the MLB hates him, but the people do. He's the
I think
one
you love
challenging.
him if he's on your team.
He cheated. He literally cheated, breaking
Yeah.
the rule of spider tack to prove to the MLB how easy it was, so they should do something about it.
Yeah.
I think the people love it. I like it personally.
See, I think there's a group of people that really like him, and then there's a different group that hates everything about him.
That's true. It's like 50-50 almost.
Yeah.
See, he didn't always cheat though. Like to bring up your point, he used like sunscreen. What's the bag they have at the like the rosin bag,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
like water, and he mixed it all together in his hands, and like he went like this and had a baseball, and it like wasn't falling out of his hands, and he's like, all of this is legal to use.
His spin rate on his
Yeah.
pitches went up like 700 RPMs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the amount of like, well, if you look at like the statistics of like pitchers from like 5 years ago compared to like what they're doing now, is like the RPMs on the ball and all the stuff they have is like ridiculous.
Because which is a big difference, because a lot of people don't know this, but like RPMs affects not just like the way the ball moves, but affects like the way the batter sees the ball, like how it's like going. Because like if you have enough RPMs on your fastball, like batters sometimes can see it as like it's rising, but it's like really not, which is like insane. Because Bryce Harper talks about Craig Kimbrell, and he says it looks like his fastball is rising, like all the time, and it's like. But it's like it's impossible to throw a rising pitch unless you throw like under like sidearm. But like, so which is like crazy because like RPMs matter, not just like the way like it like affects like the ball movement, but it's the way people see the ball and
the way the ball's presented to the batters.
Yeah, and it's like.
And that amount of time that you have in the batter's box in the MLB is like.
Yeah, if you blink,
like
the ball's in the, it's in the mitt, which is like, how do people hit that?
So imagine the ball's trying to ride. Oh yeah, that's just.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I think maybe Bauer did it in the wrong way, but I think what he's trying to do is good.
Yeah, so good message. You just like presented it bad, is what you're saying.
Looks like a jerk.
Yeah. Oh, he looks like a jerk. Because he goes about it in a way that like he's trying to just prove that they're wrong and they're in.
Yeah.
And most people do not like that.
But do you see the thing he's doing on TikTok? He's giving minor leaguers like $15,000 for doing cool stuff, is what he calls it. So when they hit a home run and like stare it down and do a huge bat flip, that's called doing cool stuff. And he's giving like $15,000.
Okay. That's part of why the MLB doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Because like that's part of the game that they do not like.
The old heads don't like it, but all the young guys love it.
Well, I think kind of the old heads kind of have to move out a little bit because like if you want baseball to keep growing and be America's pastime.
Because it is a dying sport.
Well, it was America's most popular sport for years.
Yeah, for years, but now it's long, it's boring.
It's getting longer, but they're trying to fix that.
I think the biggest issue they got to fix is the time in between pitches.
Yeah.
Because really, when you watch the pitch, like that's entertaining, but there's like 30 seconds where they're doing nothing every pitch. I mean, that gets repetitive and boring.
Yeah, and that adds up.
Yeah.
Like those add up like quick.
And kids nowadays just don't have the attention span to sit through.
No, they don't.
Or even watch. Because I know nobody's turning on a golf thing or a match on golf or baseball game is sitting there watching the whole thing. It's just.
Yeah, unless it's like the World Series or something.
Yeah.
Like no one's willingly do that.
Yeah.
So you guys have any predictions for the NBA playoffs or have anything you guys like to say?
Warriors look good.
Warriors do look good. I think if Joel Embiid didn't get hurt, because these two had he caught an elbow to the face and he got an orbital fracture or something in his face.
Concussion.
Yeah, and a concussion. He's out indefinitely. I think they win versus the Heat. I think it might be. I'm saying 5-game series.
Wow. You think they win 4-1?
Yes.
Yep. Without Embiid? Absolutely.
No, not.
He thinks the Sixers would win.
I think
with
the Sixers
Embiid.
would win in 5.
5. That's what I'm a little
Actually,
shocked.
nope, 6. They're winning.
Miami
6.
plays way too good basketball to get beat by 5, especially with 3 home games.
But I mean, the Sixers were holding. I mean, I know it was like a 20-point game at one time, but in the third quarter, it was like 8 minutes. It was like a 5-point game.
Well, yeah, they were down by like 15 in the second quarter, and we're up at half, I believe.
Yeah.
So
it was like, I mean, if Joel Embiid was there, but I mean, you can't count on a guy who's unreliable still.
He also might be able to come back later in the series, so we don't know yet.
Yeah, hopefully. James Harden looks like a stud right now.
He played really good last
Also,
night.
Tyrese Maxey, he's came out of nowhere. He's really good. He kind of reminds me of Emmanuel Quickly in a way, and just he has really good floater. I mean, the way he just penetrates good and it passes, distributes. He's a good player.
I need to see Tobias Harris step up. That'd
true.
be a huge key for the Sixers if he could play good.
Cause he missed some open shots that needed to be.
Well, he was supposed to be part of their big three. It was supposed to be Harden, Embiid, and him, and then he's played like crap. And Maxey's taking his spot, and if he can play like he should play, that's a big four, and that's scary.
Did you guys see it was the Grizzlies and the Warriors? It was like 3 big men from Michigan State, all on the floor at the same time. That was
Jackson, Tillman, and Green.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you see Green got ejected.
Did he really?
Someone went up for a layup and he tried to foul him so they couldn't make it and he grabbed their jersey, but he tried to catch them so they didn't hurt themselves. You could tell he didn't mean to do anything bad, but NBA, he got ejected.
Is that what he was going off in the press conference about?
Yeah, and then Curry said it was bad for the sport.
Yeah, I saw that too. All right,
it's
guys.
It's not bad for the sport.
It's not really.
But
what do you think about the Suns? They would have looked a little shaky. They Pelicans took them to 6. Most people thought that'd be a sweep. So.
Dang, I wanted Game 7 because Zion was going to come back, but I mean.
Yeah, that would have been, oh my.
Zion was actually going to come back for Game 7.
Said.
After not playing. Yeah, he wasn't. There's no way.
I think that was just his way of promoting himself in a way to keep his name relevant.
That's you're right.
Yeah, there's no way.
I don't think nobody wants that guy.
Who did the Suns play this series? The Mavericks.
Yeah, the Mavericks.
And Luka dropped 45 and they still lost.
Oh yeah, Luka's an animal.
Yeah.
He's going to be the MVP of the league one day. That's my prediction.
All-time MVP.
Yes.
He's going to run the league.
Oh, yeah.
But.
All right, guys, before we leave, you have any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Shout out to the baseball team. They would love your support if you guys came out to a couple games, cheered real loud. Nice.
Shout out to HCTV's own Owen Gilbert for absolutely killing it this year in track.
Oh, yeah. He was All-State last year.
He's going to do it again.
All right, guys, if you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're watching this on Instagram, follow on Instagram.